realize, creating content to motivate people to start is a crowded space, a forever space because people don't act.
Alright, what is going on, beautiful people? Hope you're having a beautiful day because I'm having a beautiful day. So guys, woke up, had a little shower, got myself all fresh and dressed. Not really, I'm pretty naked still. Made myself a little bit of a coffee. Caffeination. So ran out of amino energy and that's never fun right now. As I am on low carbs, do like to have my caffeine in the morning. So right now, instead of that, I'm gonna have a coffee. The thing is, right, I drink almond milk. Now I love almond milk and vouch for it 100%. I do recommend making the switch from dairy to almond milk if you have not, or at least trying it because it is very, very good. However, when you have it in coffee, it gets super duper weird. It starts to float around on top and that's just not fun at all. But anyway, I thought I'd let you guys know that if you are going down the almond milk route, be careful of your coffee. So, guys, gonna have a little bit of a coffee and today is actually the end of my cut. So today is the final day and then I will carb load later on today. So I'm gonna get a workout in, fasted, and then from there, carbs did. So I'm super excited to take you through that process, as well as share with you a little bit about what my plans for the bulk are and how I'm gonna go about it. So guys, I have a pretty ingrained morning routine and that is to read some books, get some knowledge. So that's what I'm gonna be doing and then I'll catch you after that. All right guys, so had a little bit of a read and the coffee, and so what I'm gonna do is cook up a little bit of sweet potato. As it is my high carb day, what I'm gonna be doing is eating a lot of potato, right? The reason that I go with the sweet potato is basically my body can process a lot of it. So I will be eating quite a significant amount of carbohydrates. So I need my body to be able to digest that as well as possible and actually implement those specific carbs for the use of filling up my muscles with the glycogen. So that is the plan. My process for that is basically I get all the sweet potatoes together and then I wash them under water, just cold water for a little bit, just to get the dirt off. And then from there, what I'm gonna do is take them out and then dry them off with a paper towel or a tea towel if you have one. So once we've dried it out, we're going to stab it a bunch of times and then chuck on a little bit of cinnamon. Because there are some very nice natural sugars that come from the sweet potato, the cinnamon is going to caramelize with that and it tastes absolutely incredible, guys. So give that a go, chuck some cinnamon on that, and then from there, we're going to wrap them in tin foil individually. I know it's a little bit of a process, maybe it's a little excessive, but it's the way I like to do because it traps everything in and makes everything taste so damn good. So from there, just gonna chuck everything in the oven for 45 minutes on 220 degrees Celsius, which is 440 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is what I'm gonna go do right now. Then after that, I'm gonna go get in a little bit of a circuit workout. So I'm doing chest, back, and shoulders, just upper body. So it's gonna be a little bit of this, a little bit of that, just to deplete a little bit more glycogen. So I'll take you guys through that in 3, 2, and 1. All right, what is going on, guys? So I just wanna welcome you to this here back, shoulders, and chest workout. So this is going to be a circuit styled workout. So what I do, right, when I get very, very deep into a cut, when I want to deplete the glycogen stores so that they become more receptive to the carbs that I'm actually intaking, is I'll implement more high intense workouts along the lines of circuits. Idea is you get to maximize the amount of time that you're in the gym by doing a circuit as opposed to doing individual exercises. As such, you're limiting the risk of going catabolic, i.e. your muscles breaking down. So first and foremost, the circuit that we've got here is going to be the lat pull down with an underhand grip into the bodyweight dips. And then finally, we are doing a side dumbbell lateral raise with the pull downs. First and foremost, the pull downs, we're focusing on getting a very nice lean back, almost as if it's a row. So we're trying to pull all the way down to the bottom of our chest and we're trying to squeeze down at the lat. And then from there, what we're doing is bodyweight dips. As such, you just want to lean forward as we're trying to put a lot of emphasis on the chest as opposed to the other muscles here. The second circuit is going to be the incline Smith machine. Now, the reason we're using the Smith machine because it is going to take the stability out of it. From there, we're going into the double dumbbell row,
And then after that, we are hitting some barbell front raises, absolutely capping off them delts. So the idea with these exercises is they're very, very quick. They're not alternating. We're getting them in and out, and as well as they're not placing a ton of stress on the joints or the muscles necessarily, right? Because we're not trying to break down anything, we're not trying to build anything, we're just trying to stay safe here and not incur any injury and just deplete as much glycogen as we possibly can. As such, the weights that I'm using are much lighter than I could handle because, as I've said, the goal is to deplete the glycogen, not to build strength. So the third and final circuit is going to be cable flies from a shoulder width height supersetted with the T-bar row, okay? And here we're just doing it on a machine because it's convenient. I would usually do one with a barbell, but this one's actually not too bad. And then after that, we're heading into dumbbell around the worlds. Now, if you haven't tried this, it is a great exercise. It hits pretty much all the heads of the delt, with the primary focus being the medial deltoid. So absolutely brutal. So we're doing 3 total circuits, and then at the end, to deplete a little bit more glycogen, hit a superset, just biceps and triceps. So the first is a tricep extension using a rope, and then straight into a cable curl. So as you can see, we're not doing anything that's very, very intensive. No barbell bench press, no squats, none of that kind of stuff. So the overall idea for this workout is not for progression. So if you are aiming to bulk up or whatnot, do not try this workout. Save this for the time when you're trying to get really, really peeled or burn that final bit of fat. So as you can see here, guys, I'm looking quite lean and mean, green machine, like a beast. So the back is come in so much, and that's something I'm really, really happy with. My back has increased a ton over the past 20 to 26 weeks. I still think it's a little bit of a weak point in my personal opinion, so I will continue to work on that. But hey man, that's the only thing that's on our side is time. So let's do this. So that's it, guys. As I said before, unless you are trying to get diced and trying to deplete that glycogen, this workout won't really serve much of a purpose in terms of progression, but it is a good high intensity kind of cardio burner just to burn that little bit of extra fat.
All right, guys, so that is the leanest I'll be for a while. Basically, I am very low on carbs, so that's not a very accurate representation of where I would actually be at. I will need some carbs to fill out a little bit, and then I'll show you guys the final product. All right, so guys, that pretty much wraps up the final workout of my cut. From here, I'm going to explain to you guys a little bit of how I'm going to transition into the bulk, as well as my plan for the bulk, so I can give you guys a little bit of an idea of what's going to go down for the next, 20 to 30 weeks or so. So yeah, I am actually so super duper hungry. I'm pretty energized though, which is cool. I'm just a little bit hungry, a little bit depleted, so I'm gonna go home, whip up a meal. All right, guys, what is going on? So this is gonna be the best thing in the entire world right now. Basically, we got the cinnamon, we got the rice syrup, and we got the Special K, about 150 grams worth with some almond milk. Also gonna have some egg whites, not in here though, because that's gross. So basically the plan is right now, because I'm carving up, what I'll typically do is have 20 to 25% of my entire daily carbohydrate intake after my workout. So 25% of my carbohydrate intake right now is about 120 grams. So as such, having 150 grams of cereal with some rice syrup on there to make it taste even better. So I'm really freaking hungry. Muscles are super depleted. Gonna go fill them up right now, and I'll catch you after that. Scrum diddly umptious. Holy guacamole, that is a lot of sweet potato. A lot of sweet potato. Anyway, it smells absolutely incredible. Like the sweetness that this potato offers, it definitely claims its name as a sweet potato, because it is. It's sweet as a mother effer. So guys, having another meal. So the plan for right now, as I am carb loading, is to have adequate amount of carbs like every 2 to 3 hours. So I do have to eat a fair amount, so I want to be done before I go to bed. So that's the plan, having quite a decent amount of carbs, usually from sweet potato. I'm also gonna have some oats. And yeah, those are the 2 food sources. So yeah, I'm gonna cook that up with a bit of chicken, and then I'm gonna take you guys through the plan for the bulk, as well as transitioning into said bulk. So let's get it going. Woo! All right, what is going on, guys? So I just wanna take you guys through a little bit of what the plan is going forth now that my cut is finally done and I'm looking lean as a mother effing bean. So firstly, I just wanted to note, right, if you are going to be carving up at some point, say you do a muscle depletion phase, you deplete all the glycogen and then you carb up, make sure you drink water, okay? Because muscle glycogen is actually made of water and carbohydrates, right? Glucose. So the idea is you need to be drinking water. Otherwise, you're not going to optimize your muscle glycogen storage. So just keep that in mind, guys. While I'm having my carbohydrates today, I'm having about 500. I will be smashing down a decent amount of water with that. So now onto the bulking plan. So the first and foremost with the bulk. Now that my cut's done, it's done, finito, mini cut. Arigato, Mr. Roboto. The idea is I'm not going to now go and start to stuff my face with burgers or pizza or ice cream or whatever the such, cheat meals. That's not the plan. The plan right now is to still implement a strategy, that being metabolic rebuilding. So what I want to do is slowly ramp up my calories while still eating in a pretty clean diet, right? Still eating pretty clean foods, around the same foods that I'm eating right now for the next week to 2 weeks, okay? So my birthday's in a little bit, I wanna be done by then. So for that period, the foods are still gonna be pretty clean: potato, rice, oats, chicken breast, all that kind of stuff. But the idea is there's gonna be more of it. So I'm gonna reach my base maintenance calories, which is how much I can intake without putting on any weight. And then from there, I'm gonna slowly ramp up while I then introduce my bulking plan, which is going to be right now a 16-week bulking block. So the bulk is going to be 16 weeks. Within that is going to be 4-week mini cycles, at which point I'm focusing on certain body parts, bringing them up. The first of which, my weakest, is going to be chest and my arms, okay? So I need to bring those up. So what I'm gonna do is prioritize building the strength within those and the size within those for the first 4 weeks. At which point I then transition more into focusing more on different body parts or, implementing a different strategy as you will become accustomed to the training that you're doing, okay? So 4 weeks, I will typically switch things up. So over those 4 weeks, I will slowly introduce a more high intensive workouts. The reason is, guys, if you come off a cut, you're already in a pretty stressed state. Your body has gone under a lot of stress in losing that fat. If you're working out hard, it's even under more stress. So what you need to do is slowly ramp back into it. If you just go straight back into doing very heavy weights, then you're going to reach a plateau very quickly. The fatigue is gonna acclimate very quickly and you are not going to really progress for as long as you could. So that's the key, guys. What I'm gonna do after this period. So I'm having a rest day tomorrow and then I'll train again. And then from there, I'm going to have a very relaxed week of training. So the training is going to be about half the volume of which I would usually do. And it's not going to be every single day up until next Monday. So after my birthday is all done, which is the 12th of November, I will then start to implement my bulking plan. At which point, guys, gains will be made. So it's a 16-week bulking plan, which is focused primarily on keeping you progressing. So the idea is you want to limit as much as possible plateau and acclimated fatigue so you can continue to progress. So that's the plan over the 16 weeks. I'm super duper excited. It's going to be very strategic and strategized, and I plan on making a ton of gains. Now, in terms of the actual calorie input, right now I am on a certain amount of calories, okay, but I am carb cycling right now. So the first thing I'm gonna do is stop carb cycling and reach a calorie intake that is my maintenance and then slowly ramp up from there. However, when I get further into this bulk, what I'm going to be doing is cycling my carbohydrates and fats. So some days I will have quite high, some days I will have medium and low. The reason is I will stay leaner over that bulk in doing so, and I'll still have the same amount of energy as I am restoring my muscle glycogen. I want this for longevity. So the worst thing that a lot of people get mixed up in is they want that quick fix. They want those quick results. So as such, they rush to these certain weight goals, okay? Say you want to be 200 pounds at 5'8", okay? So you just say, screw it, I'm a turbo bulk. I'm gonna absolutely just stuff my face with whatever I can find, whatever I can get my hands on, even if it doesn't serve me any nutritional purpose. Stuff your face with it, boom, get to that 200 pounds, and then what? You've probably gained very, very minimal amount of muscle mass, at which point you say, damn, I reached that 200 pounds, but I'm looking pretty fat, so I might as well cut. And then you cut down back to the weight you were, and you really haven't made any progress whatsoever. So avoid that cycle, guys. Avoid that cycle of very instant bulks and then the harsh cut, because you don't really reap any reward from that. It takes struggle to make muscle, absolutely, and it takes time as well. So if you are going into a bulk, try and make it for a minimum of 20 weeks, minimum, okay? The reason is if you're natural, depending on what stage of lifting you are, you're going to maybe be able to put on 1% of your body weight per month in muscle mass. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you might put on 1.5 pounds of muscle in that month if your training is absolutely on point. So why would you put on 10 pounds in that month if you're only going to gain 1.5 of that as muscle mass? It's a waste of your time, it's a waste of your energy, and it's not an effective way to go about it. It's actually a super nice day outside. Now, just one last thing, guys. This lean bulking thing, it doesn't have to be super duper restrictive, nor does it have to be super duper strict. You can put on 1 pound per week pretty comfortably and still remain decently lean as long as you're not eating a ton of crap. So the idea is, guys, are you in this for longevity or are you in this for a quick fix? That's the thing. Are you in this to continuously progress and make it easier on yourself in the long game? Or are you here to just bulk up, eat a crazy ton of calories, and then just lift a little bit of weight and then cut down straight away? It's what you gotta ask yourself. Are you in this for the long game? Are you in this for the short term? So to each their own, but I do strongly recommend that you guys go forth on the lean bulk because you stay leaner for longer, you resist that urge to cut down, right? If you're lean, you really don't wanna cut down straight away. You can continue to bulk. However, if you start to get a little bit chubby, get a little bit cloudy and puffy, then your temptation to cut down is going to be so much greater than if you're at that lean stage. So that is another thing. You can bulk longer comfortably and make more progress. That's what it's all about, guys. So yeah, that is the plan right now. I'm going to go through a 16-week bulk. So if you want that program, I will be willing to release that to you guys. So let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in attaining the 16-week bulking program, and I will be sure to get on that for you guys. So with that, there's not too much on the agenda for today. I've just got to do a whole ton of work, which isn't the most exciting thing in the world. And then tonight, I'm going to be catching up with my girlfriend. So I will wrap this video up tomorrow though, because I want to show you guys the effects of carbohydrates. So we'll end with a physique update tomorrow morning. So I'll catch you tomorrow.